Welcome back, everyone. Today I want to count down the top 10 worst songs from the 2010s. And now we're entering the decade which signified my high school years. So what shaped this decade? Well, trap rose to the mainstream to mixed results. Pop was there, but it had many phases. And what are music groups? They were on the verge of extinction in this decade. But one thing that shaped the decade was the rise of streaming, changing the charts in the RIAA rules. Because a long time ago, I did a video on all the #1 debuts up to 2021. And for those of you who watched it, pay attention to this decade in particular because #1s are popping up like crazy and making the #1 less and less significant. Anyway, same qualifications qualify for all my previous lists. And before we begin, let me break everyone's heart that Birthday Cake by Rihanna and Chris Brown is not on this list. But another Chris Brown song is on this list. What is? Well, stay tuned to find out. Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. Before we begin, let's look at our first batch of dishonorable mentions. This was going to be Baby, the most disliked song of all time, but at least I understand some of the appeal of that song. But here, there is nothing appealing about this. Tonight I'm loving you. This song almost destroyed the career of Enrique Iglesias and Ludacris, so you know it's bad. It was at this moment Flo Rida was pushed out of the mainstream. This is just a rip-off song from a Marvin Gaye classic. This might have been the turning point of Katy Perry's downfall. Yes, it was a big hit, but that production was pretty bad. And with that being said, let's jump into the real list, starting off with number 10. You know what? This song doesn't even belong on this list. Alright, you don't have to follow me on this one, because there was this app called Vine, which is 10 times better than TikTok. I said it. And this song was a pioneer in this wave. Now, this song was originally released in 2012 to no fanfare. That was until YouTube stepped in and memed it. The meme went viral on YouTube, but it was ineligible to chart. And that was until Billboard changed the rules so that YouTube streams can count towards regular streaming, thus becoming one of the biggest #1 debuts of all time. Sonically, I never liked the electronic pop sound. It annoyed me and I felt the meme was very stupid, especially when the phony King James used it. I'll give them credit for trend setting, if little else, because this is pretty bad and belonged nowhere near the top spot on the Billboard Hot 100. Number 9. Female rap competition was very low until about 2017, and this artist single-handedly dominated this decade. But man, this song changed the way I look at female rap. My anaconda don't want. Let me say this. If Stupid Hoe would have made the 2011 year-end list, this would have been this spot right here. But there are so many things wrong here. First off, the song is an ass anthem that rips off a better ass anthem in Baby Got Back. Check out the best songs of the 90s. And for Nicki, she talks about how she lets random men get with her, and she lets one of them hit it because he slings cocaine. Very low of Nicki's standards. And the final verse doesn't rhyme nor make sense, and it's one of her laziest verses to date. And to close, I'm just going to quote Sir Mix-a-Lot. I'm not talking about Playboy because silicone parts are made for toys. Now if you get the interpolation, you get it, because Sir Mix-a-Lot was talking about real asses, not fake asses. Number 8. Now this group was linked to my senior year of high school, but this song did not age well at all. You don't gotta go to work, but you gotta. I was kind of a harmonizer during this time, and Worth It helped me get through that final push in my senior year, which is why Worth It is not making this list. But Work From Home is just a bad song. For one, this is very sexual, and repeating the word work several times over, what a misuse of your Lauren Haregi. But the part that got under my skin was Ty Dolla $ign. And forget the content of his verse, Ty Dolla $ign was 34 when this song came out. The youngest member in the group was Dinah Jane, and she was about 18 or 19. Gross. But all in all, this song aged really bad, and it's not worth remembering. Number 7. This decade Miley made the transition from American Sweetheart to Bad Girl. Well, another artist tried to pull the same thing, but it ended up being a setback.
Ooh, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you...
I've been waiting a long time to talk about this song, but the reason why this sucked is pretty simple. Taylor cannot sell that she's a bad girl. And again, it's a variant of the Right Said Fred song, which I never liked, and is also another reason why this is here. Then there's the production, especially on the second verse with the blaring horn. And who wants to hear Taylor Swift rap? Now, this was said to be a diss track towards her former friend Katy Perry. I didn't care for the drama because Swish Swish also existed and it was equally bad. Now, at least this era had Delicate, because this was one of her biggest missteps in her career and had me fearing on what the remake would sound like. Just a fair warning. Number 6. This song lasted an entire decade thanks to adult contemporary radio, and I wish it didn't.
Hey, soul sister, ain't that Mr. on the radio?
Fun story, for my senior year of graduation, the band had a choice of this song or Lean On Me for the class of 2015, and we chose Lean On Me, thank God, and Hey Soul Sister was used for 2016. Hey Soul Sister is the type of song for all the soccer moms in charge of giving out snacks, and this is bad mostly on the writing and ukulele production, comparing your love to a game show alongside with a bunch of cheesy pickup lines. Now, someone said this was one of the whitest songs of all time, and it is, and there's nothing soulful about this. Number 5. Not gonna lie, I'm more confused about this than you are.
I woke up in Chris Brown's body.
If you don't know, this song flips the Freaky Friday movie, which is a Lindsay Lohan movie that I honestly don't care about, and each singer and rapper became each other. But let's start with Chris Brown from Lil Dicky's perspective, where he tells everyone that he could sing with auto-tune, got a kid, and him not caring because he could say the N-word. Then there's Lil Dicky from Chris Brown's perspective, where he talks about how small his Dicky became, how he don't have to worry about his past, and how no one will know him. But by the time the song ends, they switch back, but not before Lil Dicky switches out with Ed Sheeran, DJ Khaled, and then Kendall Jenner, who has a vagina. That's good to know. Now for the production, it's one of the worst DJ Mustard beats of all time. This was supposed to be funny, but it's not. Just be glad Earth never made the 2019 year-end list, because this would have been in that spot. Good riddance. Number 4. Let's stay with 2018 a little longer.
I don't really want no friend. I don't really want...
This rainbow hair troll was one of the faces of the dark sound clown era of music. And this was his attempt trying to polish his sound, and I think it's worse than his breakout hit of Gummo. At least I found some appeal with that song. He talks about how his girl is so wet, she doesn't exist. She's a Fifi, which is a homemade female body part. Take a wild guess on which one he's talking about. Saying he has no friends, then recites Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. Not helped by Onika, as she drags this song down to 6ix9ine levels, and all she do is name drop different celebrities. Not helped by Murder Beats, who produces one of the worst candy cane beats in the history of rap music. And this song is very bad. How did this reach number 3 on the Hot 100? Number 3. This song was a career killer, at least for one artist.
$1,000 pair of shoes, you don't even know. It's $1,000.
Put Molly all in her champagne. She need know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She need know it. Yeah, I think that sums up the point. Let's move on. Number 2. One genre I did not talk about on any of this decade's list is country. It's a genre I don't have a nostalgia for, but you want to know a terrible song from 2017?
Body like a back road, driving with my eyes closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest quote-unquote country song of all time. And it's one of the stupidest songs I've ever heard. The song was said to be a tribute to his fiancée, saying that she has a body like a back road. Ew. And listen, I've been to back roads going out of town, and they're not fun to drive through. They're filled with potholes, sand, they're skinny. So comparing your girl to a back road, you're saying that she's kinda rough. Oh, he also said he knows her so well, he could drive 15 and a 30 with his eyes closed. Dude, you're not SpongeBob. Oh, and the production's crap too. Taking everything that was said to be country and making it into a sleazy pop song. Might be one of the stupidest songs I've ever heard, country or not, and it's up there with fancy-like levels of stupidity, but that's another decade. However, it's not number one. Before we get to number one, let's look at our second batch of dishonorable mentions.
Walked in 30,000 in my pocket, had them niggas just like, oh.
Alright, I'm gonna catch some flack, but I wrote this segment a month before his passing, and I still think this song is bad, but rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan.
If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too.
I'm surprised Meghan Trainor didn't make this list proper, as all of her songs were bad, but Me Too must have been the most obnoxious of the bunch. Here we have the pioneer of F-boy rap, and Black Bear is one of the most asinine examples here.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Spread their rest.
Y'all remember the SoundCloud era of rap, and he was the face of it? Glad he fell off.
The day bleeds into nightfall, and you know he.
This could have been a great song if you knew what vocal mastering was. Before we continue, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. And now, let's continue with the video. Number 1. If you watched any of my worst songs of the 90s and 2000s, those songs were trend-setting, backed up by a dance craze. And the song that tops this list is no different, but it might be the worst of the bunch.
You already know what it is.
Before we begin, let me just say all of Silent Toe's actions afterwards won't have anything to do with the song itself, but words cannot describe how much I hate this song. Don't you hate it when a new artist said, "You already know who it is," when no one knows who you are to begin with? But the biggest problem of this song is lack of originality. It jacks the whip, the nay-nay, the Soulja Boy, and repeating those dance as its actual verses. And then there's the Nickelodeon remix, and it could be summed up like this.
Now we dance. We dance.
Cause Silent Tone sounds even more checked out and monotonous. And yes, I did say Vine was better than TikTok, but this was one of the worst songs of the Vine era of music. Glad Silent Toe didn't get another hit. And with that being said, Watch Me by Silent Toe was the worst song of the 2010s. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. What songs did I leave off this list that deserve to be on this list? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Now watch me whip. Now watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip.